What's up, everyone? You know, everyone else seems to be doing these Games of the Year videos and stuff, and honestly, I've never been one for one, mostly because, honestly, I have a hard time looking back on the year and what games I played. A lot of the ones on the list, I'm like, oh, that came out this year, you know, so... but I decided to make one. I sat down, compiled all the games I played. My list is not going to be in line with many other people's lists, I will say that. I have very different gaming palette, you know, if you will, compared to some other people. So, if you're expecting this to be one of those ones where just like, yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5 is at the top, spoilers, it's not. So, also, this video is just totally off the cuff. I've decided, no scripts. The best way to do it is just to talk podcast format, throw up some random gameplay or stuff of whatever I find when I edit this. Let's get started. So, at number 10, this is where I kind of had to cheat a little because I had a hard time thinking of a 10th game, and this is technically a game, and technically one that I really, really enjoyed. It's just not the full game, and no, it's not the Indivisible prototype. That's not on this list because I love Indivisible, but the prototype it's a tech demo, really. This, on the other hand, is a full-blown frickin' game, and that is the Hat in Time beta, which honestly, they could have been sold standalone. Like, it could have been a $5 download of, you know, you get the first whole world and some extra levels, and it's really good. Obviously, it still needs that little bit of polish to make it a full game, but it's so solid. And I'm super looking forward to the full game, which actually at the end I'm going to be doing a list of all my most excited for games of 2016, and that is definitely on it. But no, for sure, it's so solid. The platforming feels good. It reminds me, you know, because Yooka-Laylee, spoilers, is also on that 2016 list, but it feels like even before Yooka-Laylee was announced, like this has the feeling down of it's more Mario Sunshine though, that's what I get from it. The Mario Sunshine style where you can, through tricky jumps, accomplish things differently, you know? I love that. Alright, at number 9 though, we actually have a twofer, because mostly I wanted them both on the list, but I didn't want them both taking up a slot because then people would get mad at me. And these are two of Nintendo's free-to-play titles, and they are Amiibo Tap and the Nintendo Badge Arcade on 3DS. Now you might be saying, I cannot believe you are putting these free-to-play garbage on your list, but honestly, I have fun with them because I am addicted to Amiibo. I was looking for another word, but no, that's basically it. And it was nice to actually have something that was, you know, incentive for buying them. And these demos were really cool because it's like, for a lot of them, you're getting basically the whole game. You know, it's like people have already completed some of the games that were in it. You know, they're only 3-minute demos, but you get like 5 to 10 demos for each. So it's really cool, and it's such a cool concept that honestly, I loved it. Then for the Badge Arcade, I will say I did put in some money into it, mostly because I wanted to see how much stuff gets you. You know, it's like in America it's $1, in Canada it's $1.29, and honestly, it's harmless. Every morning I check it, every morning I get my badges. I'm not gonna be completionist about it, but like this morning, I won 6 plays because there was 2 for New Year's Eve, and then I won 4 in the free-to-play arcade thing. So I got like the Squid Sisters and got a whole bunch of Splatoon stuff, and that's cool. And like not all of it's going on my 3DS menu, but you know, just picking and choosing, organizing, it's just fun. It's a fun little distraction. It feels like trophies in Smash Bros, but you can actually use them for stuff, and I really enjoy that. Coming in at number 8, this one's gonna cause some controversy, but number 8 is Metal Gear Solid 5. That's right, it is number 8 on my list of like 9 games I've played this year. And don't get me wrong, I love the gameplay of Metal Gear Solid 5, but the story, the drama surrounding Konami, and just the feel of it are all so off. They don't feel like Metal Gear. You know, to me, when I play Metal Gear, I think of Metal Gear Solid 2 or Metal Gear Solid 3. They're quirky but serious, they have a engrossing story with good characters, and it just feels like, honestly, and this is going to cause another controversy, it feels like Metal Gear Solid 5 tried to be a Western game made by a Japanese company. Because, well, you know, Japanese games have very different style from, you know, Western ones. So they tried to definitely appeal more to Western audiences, making it like, I can't even describe it. The Western games have a totally different feel to Japanese ones. As, like, okay, take a Lego cube, you know, make a cube of Lego, that's a Japanese game, or take all the pieces in the cube and lay it out end by end, that's a Western game. You know, like, the Western one is bigger, it might be, you know, cooler to look at, but it's not as sturdy, it doesn't feel as, for lack of a better term, solid, you know, that's kind of how I feel. It feels like they went too wide and not enough sturdy, you know, so I enjoyed it. It's still on my list. You know, there are some games I'm very clearly omitting from this list, like, you know, Mario Party or other stuff. But definitely, that was one that I did feel slightly disappointed in. But I still enjoyed it. That said, I still haven't beat it yet, because honestly, I don't feel drawn to it. I'll have to, but I don't feel super drawn into it. Okay, following that, though, is Splatoon, which, that came out this year, right? I'm pretty sure it did. I'm just double checking now. I'm sure it did. For some reason, I just had a feeling like, did it actually? But no, Splatoon is amazing. It's, just gonna double check. Splatoon. Yeah, it came out 2015. I don't know why I'm feeling like it didn't. Mostly because this constant stream of content and stuff, and honestly, I haven't played in quite a while. Again, it's one of those things where I just burn out on a game. I'll probably get back to it one day. Also the Let's Plays and stuff. I still have another figure to give away, but that'll come. But no, it's like, it's a solid, I'm not a shooter fan, but it's a solid shooter, and maybe it's because of the unique format. Everything's been said about it. You know, watch my Let's Play of it. I love it. It's people say it's not Nintendo's only new IP, but it's like, it's their biggest, and it's selling Wii U's a lot, and it's really good. I'm very happy they were able to find something for the genre for the company, you know. And some people might argue, well, what about Metroid Prime? That's a little different, you know. But this is a true competitive, well, I'd say competitive shooter, you know. And I like that. It's a great title. Good single player, amazing music, everything about it is super awesome. Number 6 is actually one that I haven't played a lot of, but from what I have played of it, I loved it, and that was Yoshi's Woolly World. It was yesterday. I was playing with a friend. We were bored, and we're like, hey, want to just put in Yoshi's Woolly World and play a bit? And we're like, sure. And, you know, and then we're like, hey, let's put on Poochie. And he's like, wouldn't Poochie get in the way? But then Poochie was like a platform, and he was able to find secrets. He saved us like a bunch of times. Like, we had so many near deaths, but Poochie let us live. And as we were playing, we're just like, I felt that joy of video games, which is something that, honestly, nowadays, I'm starting to feel less and less. Maybe I'm getting cynical, you know, but that's why I kind of mostly stick to Japanese games, because they give me this feeling of like, I love video games, you know, and that's what it is. It's such a love story, if you will, of like, you know, you're just playing with yarn, and it's adorable, and it's awesome, and it's not easy. It is tough, you know, but it's like, it's great. It's I need to play more, but even with that little amount, it's definitely on my list of like my favorite games of this year. After that comes Super Mario Maker, which again, a lot of it has been said already. It's like, it's Mario Maker. You get to make Mario levels. There are infinite number of Mario levels. There's so much creativity. The amiibo costumes are awesome. You know, it's like the stage already in it are great. It makes everyone really respect the levels that are in Mario. You know, like I went back to look at New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and I'm like, I didn't care for this game when it came out, but looking at the level design now, it's actually super ingenious. Like, they know how to do level design, and it's really cool. It's not just for the game itself, but for what came from it, you know? Number 4, Shovel Knight Plague of Shadows. And you're like, what are you talking about? That's just DLC. Screw you. It's actually a totally different game. Like, I am amazed how they took the same levels but gave you a character so different, it doesn't even feel like the same game at all. Like, I would classify it as an entirely different title. And it was amazing. It's, you know, watch my Let's Play of that. It's just, I cannot wait for more content, because it is literally just such a solid title. Like, Shovel Knight was my game of the year last time, and it's like, well, it came out last time, and it's so solid. I love it to death. I love Shovel Knight, everything about it. Little sad he didn't get into Smash, but you know what? Hey, that's fine, man. It's honestly up there with my favorite games of all time. My number one fluctuates a bit, but it is frequently Shovel Knight, and Plague of Shadows definitely contributed to that. Coming in at number 3, though, is Skullgirls Second Encore. And you might be like, bro, that game is super old, but not really, because Second Encore is the final release of Skullgirls. It is the finalized version. It is the full version of a game that I've been following in development for so long. 3 years now, maybe? And it was so good to see it into fruition. It is my favorite fighting game of all time. The combat is so good. With friends, with people online, even when you're losing. I know some people get super salty. I don't, because it's just like, the combat system is so good. All the characters are great. The fact that I actually was able to purchase a skin in the game if you play as Beowulf, one of his colors looks like Naked Snake from Metal Gear Solid 3, and honestly, that's in the game. I helped contribute to that with a bunch of people. We all pooled our money and bid for it. That's in the game. I left a mark on this game, and it's like, I love that, you know, it's such a solid game. I actually ordered the Japanese version, the Japanese special edition, the physical edition, and I'll be doing a video playthrough of the Japanese story mode with Japanese voice acting, because honestly, the fact that, you know, my Skullgirls videos are my most viewed videos on YouTube, I kind of like it, you know, it's like, it's good. I have a good relationship. I will say I get really weird comments on those videos. A lot of people saying they want to have sex with Squiggly, who is a zombie and underage, or a lot of people literally just venting their frustration about Eliza, thinking she's so terrible and stuff, because she kills characters, and like these little girls commenting on it, saying they want to kill her. It's really weird, but you know what? I still love the game. The gameplay is so good, and I really look forward to, well, if Indivisible does well, which I really feel like it will, hopefully getting a sequel, which will be, they already said, is definitely something they want to consider, but just not right now. Then number 2, a game that I'm still playing, and probably after this will be playing some more, is One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. I have said so much about this game in my Let's Play, which is almost at 50 parts right now. And I'm almost done, but it's like, there's so much to say. It is so good, so much to unlock. It is such a solid game, and that's the thing, both this one and, well, my top 5, really, are just comfort food games. You can put them on and play them for short periods or long periods, and they're just solid. That's the word. They're just comfortable. They're not crazy. They're not super difficult. They're just something you put on and play and have fun. And that's what I love about them. You know, it's like, the Warriors games are not difficult. I mean, at least when you're not playing on super hard difficulty. Like, for the average, you know, just sit down and play, it's literally the most mindless thing ever, but I love it. It's just so comforting, you know, and that's what I like. It's reassuring. It reminds me why I love games. You know, every once in a while I'll do something crazy, like I'll dodge a giant attack and retaliate with a super, and it's just like, that's what I love. You know, it's like, that's where I get my hype, you know, when I'm suplexing someone and throwing them around, and it's awesome. So that's definitely on my list. It's really good. Hoping to get platinum on that. And my number 1, which might be surprising because I did not cover it at all on my channel because of reasons, is actually Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. And man, I put 90 hours into this game so far, and I did burn out a bit, but every once in a while I come back and just play it, and it's comfort food. It's, you sit down, you play it, you hunt some monsters, you can play solo or with friends online or with randos online, and that's always fun. You get the French people, you know, je suis monté, and you're like, no, don't jump on it right now, we're setting up bombs and stuff. It's I can't even describe it. Like, if you don't know Monster Hunter, you're not gonna get it, but if you do, you're like, I get you. I get that feeling. You know, it's like, of course, I haven't gotten to super high level stuff, and I heard at the very end it really does start to drag where you just grind guild missions and stuff, but like, I still have stuff to get in it. You know, I just got high rank, and I was just like, you know, I beat this story mode essentially, and I was just like, man, that was something awesome. And you know, it's like, it's still, and I could still go back and I could start a new game and replay it, new weapon, and it's a whole new game. You know, it's solid, and that's what I love. That's the word. That's my word of the year, kind of. It's a solid game. Not every game has to be crazy reinventions of the genre or super subversive looks at stuff. You know, if a game is just good and solid, that's all you need. You know, you just need a game that reminds you, damn, I love games. You know, that's why I'm replaying Bayonetta again. Because it's just like, damn, I love games. And it's just fun to come back to, you know? But I do have a few honorable mentions. Ones that I either haven't played enough to be able to say that it's in my top list, or ones that, you know, maybe weren't, you know, we'll see. Number one, Yokai Watch, 3DS. I'm pretty far into it. I think I'm 10 hours or so. And honestly, it's a super solid monster collecting game. Like, the story's fun, the characters are great, the mechanics are a little iffy on getting to yokai, and that's why it's kind of like, like some of them, it's not like Pokemon where you can just get them every time, it's really random number based, but honestly, it's still fun, and, you know, it's very level 5. It's something that you can play, and it feels like a real community, and you're walking around this huge city, and it feels like a real city, and that's what I love. I love when locations... It's not like Pokemon where it's like there's 4 houses in a city, and it's meant to have like a population of like 20,000. It's like, no. This is a real city that you go through, and I love that. Number 2 for honorable mentions, Disgaea V. Haven't played super much of it. I actually just got it for Christmas, and I'm loving it. It's Disgaea. That's about all I can say about it. Like, it's just, I keep using the word solid, but it's a super solid Disgaea game. You know, you just hop in, you play, you grind, you get bonuses. It's another one of those games that if you don't know the genre or the game itself, it's like, you're not gonna get it, but I like it, and it's fun. The characters are great. The English voice acting, which I heard a lot of people are like, man, the English stuff is so terrible. Why can't I play it in Japanese? And I think you can, actually. But it's like, you know what? It reminds me of the PlayStation 2 era games of, you know, their dubs. And I love that. You know, the early dubs. Not when everyone was these, you know, super famous voice actors and stuff, and everyone is the same person, you know. I will say, Yuri Lowenthal is in that game at least 50 times. But it's, you know, it reminds me of that era of game dubs, and that's what I love. It's pretty nostalgic for something that's actually, you know, brand new. Finally, my last honorable mention. This one, again, might cause some controversy, but it is indeed Undertale. Now, I myself have not played Undertale. I don't have Undertale. And as soon as I say this, someone's going to gift it to me on Steam. But it's like, I've watched so many Let's Plays of it that I feel like I get the game. And honestly, the best part of the game is the writing and the music. Like, honestly, those are the best parts. Characters too, but that goes back to the writing. And I get that from the Let's Play. The gameplay itself is just an RPG. But it's still, like, watching these Let's Plays, I bought the soundtrack, I will say, because god damn, that's some good music. But the writing still makes me laugh, and it's, honestly, a lot of people say it's the most overrated game of all time, but I think it's just because it's over-talked about. People don't shut up about it, and that's fine. It deserves it. That game is awesome. You know, it's like, just because people talk about a game doesn't mean that it sucks. I feel like there's that unwritten rule of, oh, if you talk about a game too much, automatically it becomes terrible. It's like, what? No, it's awesome. Just, it might not be your cup of tea, and you might be a little, you know, tired of seeing it everywhere, but don't just say it's terrible because it's talked about so much. You know, that's a pretty grave mistake. That's how you become cold and cynical, and also a hipster. So, it's definitely on my list. I myself have not played it, but I'm looking forward to definitely more stuff from Toby Fox in the future. Hopefully I can play it first, because, you know, I didn't know what it was at all, and so I just watched the Let's Plays, and I'm a little sad that I didn't actually play it. That said, I probably wouldn't have completed it, which a lot of people would have been mad about. Alright, now for my most excited games of 2016. A lot of these are games I have backed on Kickstarter, and I'm finally looking forward to them coming out. I will say, Mighty Number 9 is number 1. Because of the fact that I put considerable money into it, and I'm looking, like, I mean, I played the beta, the demo, and I enjoyed it. I just want this whole drama of it all to get over with. I want to play it, and then be done. Like, there's just so much happening with it, and honestly, the game itself looks fine. It's everything surrounding it that has just been abysmal to witness. I'm looking forward to the game as a game. I am not looking forward to people complaining about how Keiji Inafune wants Amiibo, and he's already thinking about a sequel, which happens at the end of every game's development cycle. Like, really, guys? Come on. You know, it's like people think, oh, as soon as the game's done, they just drop it and move on to the next project. No, as soon as it's done, they start thinking, okay, where can we, leave a sequel hook? That's just how game development works. But enough about that. After that, Yooka-Laylee. It is scheduled for 2016, and like, oh my god, guys, we're getting a new Banjo-Kazooie type game by the actual creators, and there'll be a demo and stuff, and I'm super psyched, and I'll definitely be playing the demo on this channel. I'm kind of hoping to, if I can, hype for the game by playing maybe Donkey Kong 64 for the first time. That would probably be a Let's Play. I heard that one's going to be a pain. That won't be 100%. No way, sir. After that, another Kickstarter game, Bloodstained. Bloodstained something of the night. I forget what it's called. Totally not Symphony. I was gonna say Bloodstained Symphony of the Night, but it has another name. I'm super psyched for it. I put a good amount of money in that. I looked at the a lot of people were worried when they showed the art in 2D and then they're showing now screens and it's in 3D. But honestly, the 3D art looks great. It looks exactly like what I've wanted, And so because of that, I'm happy. And I do hope to play Symphony of the Night for the first time, because that's a title that I've gone on far too long without playing. I've heard a lot of people love it. I've watched playthroughs of it, and man, it looks great. I just haven't had time to sit down and play it, After that, of course, Hat in Time. Talked about that before. Spark the Electric Jester is after that, a game by the guy who did an original title by the creator of the Sonic Before the Sequel fan game, which is honestly the greatest fan game ever. It's the best. Like, people are like, man, Freedom Planet's the best Sonic game ever. But no, before that was Sonic Before the Sequel, which is a legitimately amazing game. Please go check a look at Before the Sequel and After the Sequel, because they are really good. Okay, now back onto real games, as some would put it, because, indie games aren't real games according to some people. Hyrule Warriors Legends. I know I kind of stopped my Hyrule Warriors Let's Play, but honestly, when I heard that the content from the 3DS one will be transferable to the Wii U, I'm like, okay, I'll take a break, come back with the Hyrule Warriors hype is, up, and from that, play with the new characters too. Story mode won't transfer, stages won't transfer, but characters and weapons will, and that's enough for me. Digimon Story CyberSleuth, because we're not getting a Pokemon game in 2016, at least until way later, so the fact that they're releasing a proper Digimon RPG in that time makes me super happy, and that's one I really do want to Let's Play, but I might do that post-commentary because of the fact that it's an RPG, and we'll have to cut out random battles. Finally, another one, Persona 5. So, I'm going to be recording more Persona today, finally, because I have time and I'm alone. And honestly, it's Persona 5, man. I can't believe... Well, I mean, I say I can't believe it exists, but it's it feels like it's been way too long, and I'm very, very excited for it. And I hope you are, too. Please watch my Persona Let's Play. It gets very few views. Maybe it's because I'm on, part 80-something, but that's fine. That's about it, though. I don't want this video to be a half hour long, so I'm going to be cutting it about here. Thank you all for watching. I'm looking forward to definitely doing more stuff in 2015. I know I have a few Let's Plays that I have started but haven't even uploaded yet, mostly because I want to finish up stuff before I do that. I gotta finish One Piece, I gotta finish JoJo. After that, I already said I'm doing Katawa Shoujo, that's already partially recorded, so... Thank you all for watching. 2015 was awesome. 2016 is going to be even more awesome, A lot of cool stuff happened in 2015. A lot of dreams came true. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Shenmue 3, rather. Don't get mad at me. I said Shenmue for years. And yeah. Oh yeah, I know everything about Smash Bros. Jesus Christ, everything about Smash Bros. I was considering putting Smash Bros. In my top 10 list again because I played it so much this year. Also, like and like Bayonetta 2, playing that for the first time, finishing Banjo-Tooie, that was awesome. So thank you all for watching, guys. See you next year, which is tomorrow. Ciao.